Hello everybody, my name is Karina and I will be telling you today how to prepare for blood donation. I have currently been in the blood banking industry for 3 years now. I know how blood drives work. I am really aware of how blood donation takes place and how your body should react and how to make sure your body doesn't react in certain ways, for example fainting or feeling any type of way that you weren't feeling before your donation. So the key to donating blood is drinking lots of water. A lot of people don't hydrate before their donation, and that ends up forming a blood clot or simply just stopping your donation, and the blood then isn't usable. A lot of people don't get any rest, and during their donation they start feeling really tired, really sleepy, and it's actually their body reacting to the loss of blood, so it can cause them to faint. Eating is very important. A lot of people think that they shouldn't eat before donating because they think of it as a typical blood draw where they have to be fasting, but for blood donation that's not the case. We actually want you to eat, and we want you to eat plenty of food. The day of your donation, you have to make sure you drink water and eat before donating, and to always make sure that you have an accessible arm. And by that I mean wear a sleeve or something short enough for us to access the antecubital area. The blood donation isn't just go in, stick a needle in that person's arm and get the blood draw. It's actually a 45 to 1 hour process. What takes place when you come in is we do a health screening, which is where we ask you some very personal questions about your health, and that is to ensure that you are okay for blood donation, as in if you're taking any medications, if you had cancer in the past, little things like that. Also, there's a physical done, which is where we do height and weight, because sometimes your height and weight can not make you eligible for blood donation. Blood pressure, pulse, temperature, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a big thing. You have to make sure that it is within levels, which is for women 12.5 to 20 and men 13 through 20, to make sure that you can donate blood. If it is anything lower than that, we do not let people donate. If anything is out of range in the screening, the machine doesn't let you through and it stops. So even if your temperature, the highest we can take is 99.5. If it's 99.6, it's still not eligible. We can't make any exceptions because we don't know if there is an underlying disease or if you are sick but you don't feel sick. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and a lot of people do get upset, and that's only because they wanted to give blood. But we stopped the donation because if you really think about it, your blood is going into somebody that's already sick, and if you're sick, it's going to make that person worse. So we would want to avoid all that. That's why there is so much that goes into it. After, if you pass the health screening, you go into the phlebotomy area, whereas we actually do the blood draw. But a lot can go wrong there too, as in if you don't have any accessible veins, if your veins collapse, if they clot. Some people are bedside and they freak out, blood donation stops. If you make it through all that, then you go to canteen, you have some snacks, you drink some juice, and we monitor you for 15 minutes. If you're after those 15 minutes, we see that you're okay, we let you go. And then once you go home, then you have to start doing the instructions we gave you, which is we have you keep the bandage on for 4 to 6 hours. There's no heavy lifting, no strenuous activity, so you can't go to the gym, you can't work out, you can't do any of that, unfortunately, because if there is a rebleed, it's gonna bleed a lot and it can cause more damage than it should have, or it can cause bruises and then they think it was actual phlebotomy, but in reality it was the weightlifting. You have to make sure you're eating really good food, iron-rich foods especially, to keep your hemoglobin up and make sure that you are replenishing your body. If after donating and you're home and you're not at the blood donation center no more and you're not feeling well, we do ask you to lay down. A lot of people freak out and call 911, but 911, the paramedics are going to ask what you did. Once you tell them blood draw, they're most likely going to turn away because it's happened before. But there is a lot that goes into blood donation, and it's not just simply putting a needle in someone's arm. There's way more to it, and hopefully people start realizing that blood donation is actually really important, and it is good for the body to sometimes have like an oil change. And yeah, thanks guys. I hope you guys found my presentation helpful. Thank you.